Welcome to today's episode. I'm Cynthia.
I'm Stacy.
And we're connecting with
community partners.
Yes, we are here today at a really special place. We have a special guest with us. We're here at the Mississippi Arts Commission with Leslie. Hi, Leslie. Will you introduce yourself to our folks?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm Leslie Barker, and I am the arts-based community development director here at the Mississippi Arts Commission. In addition to that, I also work with theaters and individual performing artists throughout the state.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Sounds like a mouthful, a lot to do throughout
It is
the
a
state.
mouthful. Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit.
All right.
So tell us some of your current focuses. What do you told us your title, but tell us a little bit about those parts, grants, kind of a little bit self-explanatory. I want to dive into that too because I want our people to know, from here all the way down to the coast, how they can actually obtain grants, how our artists can grow in areas with your help.
So I manage grants for what we call ABCD, which is the less mouthful way to say arts-based community development. And what that is, it's multidiscipline arts organizations throughout the state. So that's arts councils, community orgs, things like that. And our single discipline arts orgs like the symphony and museums, those are with arts industry. So those are with Kristen Brandt. But the reason I have theaters, which is also a single discipline arts organization, is because my background's in theater.
Nice.
So,
just like Stacy.
Just like Stacy. So we shifted that to me, to make that make sense. So, and in addition to those multidiscipline arts orgs, arts-based community development also is open to non-arts organizations who use the arts in their programming.
Oh, cool.
So there may be a Boys and Girls Club with a dance program after school, or Main Street Association that does a festival with the arts, things like that. So it is a little bit more of our flexible category with people can do, and those are project grants who are not necessarily arts organizations. And then we also have individual grants for individual artists. We have our arts fellowship. We have our artist roster, which is not a grant, but it is an important part of what we do, and we can talk about that. And then we have an individual project grant for artists.
So that's a lot of areas, opportunities for our folks, our artists, our festivals, Main Street folks, some of those folks you mentioned. So there are certain deadlines that they can apply for these. Tell us about those.
So our big annual grant deadline just passed. It was March 1st, but it's always going to be March 1st or the Monday after March 1st if it's a weekend. So that grant, those are our operating grants, our project grants, and our fellowship grants and the roster applications. The applications open February 1st and they close March 1st, and that's a consistent thing. However, we do have mini grants that will be coming up in May, and we do 2 cycles of those a year. Yes. So those are a little bit of, they're less funding, but they are a little quicker and easier. So it's a really good intro to get to know the Arts Commission, to connect with us, to learn the grants process if you've never done it.
So if someone has not ever applied for a grant before, would you recommend starting with a mini grant, with a project grant? What would you recommend? And we have with us Charlotte Smeltzer. Charlotte, come on in there.
Hey guys, we are filming to
Live.
teach people
Live.
about the
Come on,
Mississippi
Charlotte
Arts Commission. Come on in and say hey.
Sorry. I told her to come say hello earlier.
Hey, Charlotte.
So,
Always lots to do. Always lots of activity here.
yes, that was our education and whole schools director.
Nice.
Which is an incredible program as well.
Yes.
So back to the grants. There was the project grants as well as the mini grants. What would be a good way for someone to get introduced to MAC for the first time?
Again, like I said, the mini grant, definitely the simplest, easiest application. It's I would say it's not like a surefire thing, but it is the kind of thing where if you're eligible, if you follow the directions, and if we have the funds, it's probably going to work out for you. There's a lot of ifs, but it's a really good intro. It's a really good kind of we kind of cast a wide net with what we can. Now the funding sources are very specific on mini grants. You can do, if you're an organization, you can get a funds for consultant, funds for professional development, or you can pay an artist. So somewhere like a Main Street Association, again, could have a festival and pay for an artist to come. Now, individuals can do professional development. They can do marketing, like they could pay for a website or, a web designer, not a website.
That's amazing for artists.
Right. Or they can buy expendable art supplies. Think about MAC, that's very important, things we can never fund. We can never buy equipment. So you can't buy camera, you can't buy printer, you can't buy things like that. Now you can hire a videographer, you can rent a camera, but we can't buy those things that are permanent, and you cannot purchase food. But other than that, you can buy expendable supplies. So it's really great for, especially for our visual artists.
Yeah.
I just think that's so incredible because you do support the individual artists as well as organizations as a whole. So there really are opportunities for everyone.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't know that, so thank you for sharing that with us so that those folks will know how to apply and be a part of that. So tell us a little bit about there's also the deadline in November.
And that is another mini grant. So we do 2 a year. So we'll have one in the summer and one in the fall. So be looking out for those. And you can mix and match those mini grants. So if you get one of our big annual grants, you can do project or operating. You can't do both in the annual round. You can also get one mini grant per fiscal year. So you can't get 2 per year, but you can get one from our big round and one mini grant per year.
That's amazing.
But it's so great because there's all of these great grant opportunities, but the Arts Commission also does so many other things. And one of the things that is coming up is the Arts Day at the Capitol. So tell us a little bit about that.
Arts Day at the Capitol is a chance for our grantees and our artists and our arts orgs leaders from around the state to talk to our legislators about the importance of what we're doing to advocate exactly what it sounds like for the arts and just the vital need for them. And and it helps us with funding, it helps us with awareness, and it really is a day where people can go in the Capitol and make those connections face to face,
and kind of showcase what they do to the legislators. How can an organization get involved with Arts at the Capitol Day? Do they just show up, or?
Well, you can just show up. One of the most important things is to get on our email list. So if you go to our website, you can search sign up for MAC newsletter, and you can sign up, and then you'll get info about that, and you can talk with our communications director, Anna Ergott. She really puts Arts Day together, so she's a really good contact for that.
So what is it going to look like this year? I know it's going to look well, first of all, tell us, what does it look like in a normal year?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm not really sure because I came right before COVID started. So from what I understand, it was there could be performances and there could be refreshments and lots of tables with people talking about their stuff, but there are new guidelines at the Capitol, so it's a little more restricted this year. We can't have as many tables, and we can't have food. I think we can have water, but you can be in the Capitol, and it is a space where you can connect with your legislators.
Awesome. That's just a great opportunity to bring awareness to all of the art forms and the art projects that are happening around the state. And it's important to be a part of this Arts Advocacy Day, but also to be an advocate for the arts form just throughout the year. So do you have any advice just on some basic things that the organizations around the state can do just to bring awareness to the organizations?
Absolutely. I think reaching out, if you can't make it in person, that's okay. You can write letters to your legislators. In fact, if you write a grant, it is a requirement for your final report that you do reach out and send a letter to your district legislators. Now, also, a really cool thing you can do is invite the ones who are near you to events at your theater, at your whatever your org is. You can invite them. So even if maybe they will show up, maybe you can provide them tickets. Maybe it just puts it on their radar and they see what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just great, just to have that relationship the entire year long and to invite them, to allow them to see what all is going on in the community.
Exactly.
Well, we have got a lot of information here. thank you so much for taking time, sharing this
Absolutely.
information. We're going to add some links so people can kind of see how they can get in touch with you. Thank you for taking time to be here with us
Absolutely.
and help share the information and let our organizations, our artists, know a little bit about how they can be involved, because arts is part of our creative economy. So we want to make sure that keeps going.
Can I make a plug for one more
Oh,
thing?
yes.
Okay. So on May 12th, I'm very excited about this. On May 12th, we have our statewide arts conference. It is, yes, you can sign up online to come. And we've got Rita Britt, the comedian, who is going to be our keynote speaker. So it's going to be funny.
Yes.
So, yes, I'm a big fan of Rita. So you can come to that. And then we have all kinds of sessions all day. Stacey's going to be on a panel. We have sessions for individual artists. We have sessions for arts organizations. And we even have some photographers that are going to help our individual artists do headshots and photos of their work.
That's
So it's a really
amazing.
cool day, and we're really excited. It's going to be at the 2 Mississippi Museums on May 12th.
That'd be a great opportunity to see the 2 museums and to
Absolutely.
learn about
Right.
arts all around the state.
Absolutely.
And it's just a great day to network and to learn.
Yeah. Well, I think just in these few minutes, you've helped so many artists and organizations progress and be better at what they do. So thank you again.
Thank
So
you.
tell us real quick, if somebody wants to go visit your site, Mississippi Arts Commission, how do they do that?
All right, you're going to go, well, you can always Google Mississippi Arts Commission. It'll take you right to us, but it's arts.ms.gov, so arts.ms.gov.
And all those other links will be on there to find out about more that we talked about today. Until next time, I'm Cynthia.
I'm Stacy.